If you've seen the mask with two glowing eyes or heard of the song Toxic, then you've probably heard of BoyWithUke. In the last musician replay, I went through BoyWithUke's biggest career change from him showing us his want of love instead of fame and rockstar to revealing his face to the world at the end of Homesick. BoyWithUke was becoming a better artist, better than he had ever been before. He had revealed that he was going on tour in the spring of 2024 for his new album, Lucid Dreams. But if you read the title of this video, you may be wondering if this is truly the end of BoyWithUke. Well, that's exactly what I'll be answering in this video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Musician Replay. Today we will be talking about BoyWithUke's tour, the music he will soon release with a massive change, and if this was going to be the end of BoyWithUke. But first, of course, let's start with the snippet he showed on his Instagram story in October 2023. BoyWithUke had posted a video in this story showing a new song that he was working on after the album. This was known as Pitfall.
What's that got to do with me? How the fuck do I let go?
This would be a song that many people would be highly looking forward to in the future. In November 2023, he had also posted a video titled, "I Made This Song in a Day." This song would be known as Stranger, and many grew a liking to it. After November, we would be waiting for new content for a while. On January 24th, 2024, BoyWithUke went live on TikTok. In this TikTok livestream, he had been waiting to go on the Lucid Dreams tour, which started in Europe in February and continued across the United States in April. He decided to play some scrapped and unreleased songs that day. Some of those songs would include Dear Hollywood,
Don't care how many girls you've kissed, how many lives you've influenced. You're just like everybody else. I don't get bitches, I get money. Got real friends who think I'm funny.
Lifeline,
There's like 3 different songs in this one.
Monster,
And all the people ask is, can I be like you?
Out of Time,
Out of time. Used to be all the time.
Burn, Can You Feel It,
In blinds, but I can't find my way around.
Ghost, Stranger,
She from Manhattan, but I smell the cat from down in Staten. She want the 7-figure package, I'm not finished packing. I used to think I didn't wanna chase the bag, but a sellout with no soul is akin to what I had. Fucking this bitch out on the internet, she's sucking
and Miami.
everybody's feet on the dashboard. I don't wanna ask for it when I'm playing Simon Says. I feel a bit of pressure wearing cardigans and sweaters on the dance floor, standing on my own 2 legs. Rome in Miami. I hope you
There were many more that he played that day as well. This was BoyWithUke's most popular live stream and would go down in history for sure. BoyWithUke would then go on tour. He would post some videos on his TikTok. One of these videos would be with the release of the Apple Vision Pro. He wore it to one of his concerts just for fun. He also started to play unreleased songs at the concerts just like he did with Lucid Dreams. The songs would be Can You Feel It, Ghost, Backseat, and Easier. He would post a TikTok on May 13th of an announcement. Can You Feel It would be coming out May 31st, 2024. It was his first song after having a face reveal. It was his first song after 238 days. It was finally here. Can You Feel It came out, and it also had a music video with it. BoyWithUke explained the lyrics of it in a TikTok live on June 25th. In the first verse, he speaks about an experience he had in a hotel room. His stomach didn't feel well, and he took something to help, although he couldn't feel it helping yet. This line would also correlate with, "Aren't I supposed to feel it now?" In the chorus, he continues the story of the food and how he felt. He started to feel very weird, and he was also anxious, wanting to know what others were thinking. In the second verse, he talks about what had happened to him recently after the face reveal. The line, wondering how to spend my million hours while you calling, talks about the free time he had before the Lucid Dreams tour. It also tells how he had people trying to come back into his life, not for him, but for what he has done as BoyWithUke. Another line, "Got no AC in my room," was true a few months ago, as he lived in an apartment without any air conditioning. He also gave a shout out to his apartment's cats, Verlaine and Ribald. The other part of the chorus has a reference to 2 moons with him falling through the corridors. In the hook, he says he has a light in his bedroom that makes it look like they're stars. He also talks about color mixing, with the sheets on his bed being blue and the red lights making them together look purple. The lines, "I'm alone but I know that I won't do nothing to hold you back," speak about how he has to be who he wants to be and not let his past hold him back. This line will be very important in the future. The outro is supposed to be his younger self, as he doesn't think the same way as he did back then. He used to think that he wouldn't live past a certain age, and for him, it was 24. He also knows that it's just in his mind, but sometimes it's hard for him to see that. Eventually he realizes that at the end of the day, no one really cares, and he also didn't want to be what BoyWithUke was at the time. He didn't want to be stuck behind the mask, and he wanted to make music that he wanted to make. In the music video for Can You Feel It, he is seen passing out in an alleyway, falling on garbage, and an hourglass breaking. The hourglass symbolizes the wait for new music finally being over. Then he is out on the street smoking a cigarette. He has said before that he doesn't smoke, so it's most likely the prop cigarettes. He then opens a garage door with the mask popping over his face for a brief second. He walks in and there's another guy there getting ready to fight. BoyWithUke had said this portion of the music video was particularly inspired from Fight Club. The person eventually knocks Charley out and a group of masked people surround him. One of the people pull up their mask and it is himself, most likely a younger version. They take him away and load him into the van. They then offload him into the garbage from the start of the music video. This video is sort of a loop with the end of the video showing the very beginning. BoyWithUke would then go on vacation from his tour, giving us occasional TikToks here and there. Finally though, on July 11th, 2024, we got the first minute-long song of 2024. This was Ghost. We had heard this song fully at his concerts, but we were all waiting for the official version and a potential music video. In the title of the video was the release date for Ghost. It was August 1st, which was actually the first time a song had been released on a Thursday by BoyWithUke. He would then go on to post a behind the scenes of filming a music video and another video leaking the tracklist for this highly anticipated album. In a folder he was opening to promote Ghost was the title of a potential album name, Synthwave. This was most likely a throw-off, as he had previously teased another name, Burnout. In the tracklist there were about 14 songs, the same amount as Lucid Dreams. The tracklist was as follows: Can You Feel It, Burn, Ghost, Gaslight, Stranger, Backseat, Coffee, Paper Planes, Petrichor Interlude, Corduroy, and Pitfall. Now we could only make out 11 of those songs, but people had speculated that Love Lost and Easier wasn't there and had to be part of the last 3 songs that were missing. We later learned that Love Lost and Easier were both on the album and the final song would be Change. August 1st was on the horizon and it had finally come. The music video for Ghost and the official song had come out. BoyWithUke had even gone on Genius to do a verified and an open mic. In the Genius Verified, he explained what Ghost was about. The title starts with meaning. It can mean 2 things. First, getting ghosted, and second, having a relationship, thinking there was something between 2 people, but in reality, there truly wasn't. The chorus is a response to one of Charley's favorite songs, Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. He knows he should have told the person he liked that he wanted them, but they fell out of love with the relationship, just like ghosting. The first verse speaks about BoyWithUke's life, and if he doesn't have a partner, then there's no point of buying expensive things as he can't show them off to her. The line, I'm ex nihilo like Augustine, talks about his experience and his career, feeling like it started out of nothing, which is what ex nihilo means, out of nothing. He continues to make reference to his song 2 Moons, saying, I keep seeing 2 moons in my dreams, can you tell me what they really mean? The bridge allows for the slow dance type of song to merge into a higher pitch, more pop-like song. The second verse talks about how the person someone adores, the ghost, enters the room and they chase you out as they might be wanting to come back to you. Finally, The outro talks about BoyWithUke's real-life experiences and his insecurities. He has been told that sometimes he can be weird, unintentionally of course, and he doesn't want to be seen as needy. At the end, he wanted to end with a final plot twist. He was the ghost that was chasing himself the entire time. The final line, "I think she thinks I'm on the spectrum, I'm pretty sure she wants to leave, and I don't blame her," talks about some date experiences he had in the past, with the people thinking he was autistic, although he hadn't been diagnosed with anything. The music video for Ghost starts off with BoyWithUke outside of a karaoke bar. It starts off with a ghostly feel, and he is in the corner singing. We then see a new character, a blonde woman, sit down at the bar. She is wearing sunglasses and studies Charley. He continues to sing, and she takes notes on him in a pocketbook. He then gets more into the song and steps off the stage into the crowd to sing. He eventually gets back on the stage, and the woman closes the notebook. On the cover, it was an hourglass symbol, just like there was in Can You Feel It? The screen flashes a hypnotic symbol on the karaoke screen to the beat of the song. BoyWithUke then jumps on the seat of the bar. He holds a real hourglass and begins to fumble around the place, knocking down others' drinks as if he's drunk or hypnotized. He has a fight with the security guards, and they throw him out of the bar. He starts running down the street and ends up in an alley. He looks up at the sky and sees two moons. He then starts to float and fly above the city. The camera lens then pans to a close-up of his eye, where all of the floating was just an hallucination. BoyWithUke then passes out on the wet ground of the alley. The woman we saw earlier walks down the alley and drops Charley's jacket on top of him and hands him a letter. The letter has a symbol. This symbol would be no other than the hourglass. Later that day, after the release of Ghost, BoyWithUke had posted an Instagram post announcing something people had been waiting months for. He had announced his 5th studio album, Burnout. It would be releasing November 15th, 2024. Something about this announcement, though, was different. He had said he wanted to let go. Burnout was going to be his last project as BoyWithUke. This means he was going to have a name change, but he hadn't announced it quite yet. August was a huge month for Charley. He started posting minute-long songs again. He started on August 16th with the song originally known as Flowers. On August 19th, he posted a very special video. If you don't know, in the BoyWithUke community, it is a running joke to ask him to make a song about going to the store and getting some eggs. I guess he was so bored with the time, he finally decided to make it. Sadly, the egg song would not be on the album. The song talked about him waking up in the morning, making a bowl of oats and lemonade. He then goes on to sing,
You've been waiting for this chorus that I f***ing hate.
He then goes to Walmart to buy some eggs and brings them back home to make some omelets. Sadly, he would only make a minute-long song, but maybe under his new name, we can get him to make a full version. On August 20th, he posted another minute-long song known as Coffee. This was the first time we heard this song, and we could already tell it was going to be an extremely good album. A day later, he would post another song, Corduroy. He's played this song on TikTok Lives before, and many people have grown a liking to it. On August 22nd, he posted another minute-long song that we've been waiting to hear since October 2023. It was another snippet of Pitfall. Pitfall had become super popular already, with it having 600,000 views on TikTok alone. Now, if you opened up BoyWithUke's SoundCloud on August 29th, you would be extremely confused why there were 18 new songs that had been re-released. BoyWithUke must have unprivated these songs since he knew BoyWithUke was coming to an end. These 18 songs would include Hot Dog, Your Time's Up, Never Ever 3, Vocabulary, Cauliflower Broccoli, Melancholic, Help My Dentist Is Evil, Orange Juice, Dead a Little Sooner, Poopy Snow, Strange, For Nobody I Know, Low-Key Into You, I'm a Baby for This, Sunday, Poser Boy, Alien, and finally, No Fear. He had originally set it up to be 2 albums and 4 different singles. The first album started with Hot Dog. This was the earliest song as we know. This is what started it all. It came out on March 10th, 2019. It starts with him heating up a hot dog in a microwave and eating it. He then goes on to talk about his life, having suicidal thoughts, and his love life. The next song came out 6 days later on March 16th. Your Time's Up is more of a joke song, as it appears in a playlist made by BoyWithUke called No Genre/Jokes. In the song, it could be talking about his life as it might end soon, and his time might be up. Never Ever 3 came out on March 25th, and it talked about his life living at home with his parents. The line, "It will never happen, that's why I'm down and rappin'," may talk about love interest and or a job that he wanted. Vocabulary came out, and it talks about his experience in high school and him using big words that he doesn't even know what they mean. He says that he will use big words around his parents so they don't know that he works at a low-paying job. He talks about people who he dislikes in high school, calling them assholes. Cauliflower Broccoli is a pretty short song. It could possibly be about a love interest, as he says, "You can fall asleep on my shoulder, use the broccoli and gently hold her." It doesn't have much info on it as it has been privated for so many years. On May 2nd, Melancholic came out. BoyWithUke could be referring to himself in the third person, saying that he can't smile and that he's hit rock bottom. Help My Dentist is Evil is the last song on the album. This is more of a joke where he talks about an experience at the dentist. The experience was most likely made up, but he was getting dissed by the dentist for not cleaning his teeth well. The second album that was re-released on August 29th was the album with the same cover as the first known SoundCloud exclusive, Late Night Snacks. The first song on the album came out on July 5th, 2019, and is Orange Juice. It is quite literally about orange juice. It goes well with the egg song as he wakes up in the morning and drinks orange juice with lots of pulp. Dead a Little Sooner is next, talking about his life, wanting it to be dead a little bit sooner, as his life may get hard in the future. He thinks he's going to have a horrible health and he will fall down once more. Poopy Snow. Yes, Poopy Snow is the third song from the album. He isn't sure what to think of himself and he's not sure how to feel. He doesn't want to die alone and live his life as things might get better, as he might have gotten a partner during this time. Strange is another song that the chorus is the same chorus from BoyWithUke's song, 2 Moons. It follows the same plot as he isn't sure how to feel. He makes a reference to Help My Dentist is Evil by saying, "I don't want to visit my dentist, I'm scared of him." For Nobody I Know is the 5th song and has the same lyrics of Tired of Wanting You from the True Via EP. It has a different beat and is shorter than the full version, but it still shows how he wants to get in a relationship with someone instead of just longing for them. Low Key Into You is a song many have been wanting a full version for years since he has made it a minute-long song. He talks about liking a girl and wanting to be with them, but he can't do anything, so he might as well stop thinking about her. The final song on the album is I'm a Baby for This. He talks about writing a love song and how he feels wrong for doing so. He feels like the girl he likes hasn't shown any signs of liking him. In the outro of the song, he plays the first verse from the previously talked about song, Hot Dog. BoyWithUke would then go on to release an EP, once again exclusively to SoundCloud, called Home. This would come out on August 2nd, 2020. It would have 4 songs, Sunday, Poser Boy, Alien, and No Fear. Sunday uses the first part from his first popular song from Melatonin Dreams, Blurry Nights. The chorus repeats the lines, "I'm so sad and lonely," showing how BoyWithUke truly felt. These earlier songs didn't have a lot of wordplay and meaning that his current songs do, such as Ghost. Sunday is very straight to the point, telling you exactly how he feels. Poser Boy is the second song, having the beat with a more of an Oliver Tree type feel. Speaking of Oliver Tree, if you'd like to see a video on him and more, like and subscribe for more musician replays. Poser Boy talks about himself losing control of his life, working a 9 to 5, and being a total catastrophe. Alien is the third track on the Home EP. It has an unearthly feel to the song, making it truly feel alien-esque. The third verse, "I wrote what you call a song, in 10 less days it's twice as long, become withdrawn, inevitability prolonged," really shows the alien inside of BoyWithUke, using alien-type language with the "what you call a song." The final song on the album is No Fear. No Fear shows how he doesn't want to show his fear to a particular being. This could be Toby, his darker self, or his nightmares. After the re-release of his SoundCloud exclusives, on September 2nd, 2024, Charley posted a new minute-long song. This was from his song Burn that would be coming out with Burnout. He showed many pictures of himself from his concerts and the lyrics "I Won't Let It Burn Out" play in the background. A few weeks later, on September 24th, BoyWithUke would announce another single from Burnout. This was Gaslight. Gaslight was originally Ro Capara's scrap song, but then they came to an agreement where Charley could use it. Time passed until October 11th, 2024. This was the release of Gaslight. The song talks about a relationship with a significant other and or his younger self, Toby. The line, "Even if you were my world, I'll just numb myself with work," shows how he got over his failed relationship, drowning himself with work to get his mind off of it. The chorus's lines says, "Rather die and be alone than to love and be in pain." This shows how he'd rather live a life alone than to love someone that doesn't love him back. The outro to the song is crazy, saying how he'll dance on top of someone's grave and that he'll sleep with their sister. Gaslight was the third and final single before Burnout's release. Gaslight also has a music video. It starts with Charley sitting in a booth at a 70s style diner, drinking a cup of coffee. He had opened the letter from the End of Ghost. Inside of it had an address of 1830 North Sheffield Drive at 11:15 p.m. It was a meetup hosted by someone. The waitress came over to fill up his coffee a bit more, and BoyWithUke is seen looking at the waitress. He continues waiting in the diner, and he looks at the waitress one last time. Out of nowhere, Toby pops up holding a knife and waving. BoyWithUke then freaks out and starts hiding in the booth. The hallucination goes away, and he sits back up, seeing everyone else being normal. He gets up and heads towards the door, with others looking at him confusingly. He walks out of the diner, and Toby can be seen peering out the windows behind him. BoyWithUke is walking down a street, and in the shadow you can see Toby reach up to stab BoyWithUke. BoyWithUke runs away from Toby, chasing each other down the street. BoyWithUke runs into a building, leans against a wall, and covers his bloody wound in the chest. He then runs out again as Toby continues to chase him. He opens a garage door to see a shopping cart on fire. Toby and BoyWithUke are then seen fighting each other for the knife next to the burning shopping cart. BoyWithUke manages to grab the knife from Toby and goes in to stab him. The screen then shows the mask burning inside of the cart. It flashes back to BoyWithUke and he is holding the knife. Toby had disappeared, and then BoyWithUke continued to walk away. Charley finds a bike on the side of the road and starts riding down the street as the song slowly fades. After Gaslight, we would be waiting 5 weeks until Burnout. So finally, it was the day. November 15th, 2024, Burnout had come out with a music video, but we'll get to that later. The tracklist would first start with Can You Feel It, which we discussed earlier. The next song, Burn, was the song that he teased back in January. It was a lot more structured than we thought, having multiple verses as we thought it was just gonna be an interlude. Burn can be interpreted as two things: his realization after his breakup with his girlfriend and his career. The first line, I spent eternity without you, safe to say I'm letting go, can talk about letting go of his career as BoyWithUke and his girlfriend not having them before he was 18. He also talks about his Playboy era, saying, but a life without love is much worse than the cost of what could have been. He mentions the feeling of liking someone, confessing to them is much better than always longing for them, hence a life without love. The next two songs on the track list are Ghost and Gaslight, which we talked about earlier. The next song, and one of my favorites from the album, is Stranger. He had finally released it after teasing it since November 2023. Stranger would have a runtime of 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and would open up with an intro that was quite unexpected. It was a deeper voice saying, baby, oh my little baby, I'm no stranger, no stranger. The first verse talks about him meeting a total stranger, talking to her, and her acting like she doesn't want to be a complete stranger to him. The chorus talks about a time when either someone else or himself wasn't fully there mentally, causing them to slip in and out of thought. The second verse talks about Charley's relationship with this girl and how she is a very different person behind the normal facade she shows in public. The second half of the second verse would have a callback to BoyWithUke's past job working in 9 to 5. In the bridge, he says he's not capable of change, possibly referencing the struggle of trying to get away from being BoyWithUke. The third verse and final verse continues to talk about this mysterious relationship with this girl that he hadn't known for a long time. It has a line similar to his SoundCloud exclusive song, The Head Song. He says, effing this bitch I met on the internet, she's sucking, okay, he might have had some fun with this verse. He continues saying, my money big, my attitude feminine, call me a bitch cause I smell like cinnamon. These lines talk about his playboyness, going on multiple dates after his breakup with his girlfriend that he had for the longest time. When the song concludes, it ends with the same intro but with a lower tone. The sixth track on Burnout is Backseat. He had previously played this song at his Lucid Dreams concert, teasing it for all of us to hear. He talks about another date, possibly the same girl from Stranger, seeing if he found the right partner for him. The song then has a beat switch, going from a louder type song to a more relaxed feel. He talks about them going to possibly make out in the backseat of his car. In the outro of the song, he asks if this love he is experiencing is even real, saying, does it matter if it's real, if it's something I can't feel, this imaginary love. The love he is experiencing isn't really true, as it's just for show and for the experience. The two of them haven't truly given themselves to each other, making their love frivolous. Coffee is the seventh song on the album, having a runtime of 3 minutes and 41 seconds. He talks about his experience of a date, asking the girl to stay a little longer for one more cup of coffee. She seems indifferent to him, not saying what she truly wants, then saying that she thinks that they should have sex. Charley talks about his high school experience, wondering if he is normal. The first verse shows a lot of his self-reflection. He shows his frustration over his fear of losing integrity and becoming someone he hates, aka BoyWithUke. He also at the end apologized, saying sorry for the trauma dump, showing that he acknowledges that his self-expression may be quite heavy. In the second verse, he talks about his relationship between BoyWithUke and the label, saying, as soon as the mask came off, the label dropped, but they left with a buyback clause. A buyback clause is when you can regain the rights to your songs from the label after you have partnered with them, which is extremely good if Charley would ever want to buy any of his songs back. He also talks about Toby, saying that he's in France, possibly trying to end the storyline of Toby. The song has a massive change in it with an interlude of the dark and deep voice again. The final line from the voice is, to believe in the objective is to believe in God. The song ramps up to a higher, faster beat with a high-pitched Charley singing. It could be interpreted as a reflection on the past, thinking about the time someone had everything and lost it all. The last song on side A of Burnout is Paper Planes. This song was originally known as Warplanes, as the chorus states, I listen for the birds in silence, but I can only hear warplanes. BoyWithUke had said on a Twitch livestream on November 16th that Paper Planes was a song written for an anti-war cause. In the second verse, he talks about himself, his career, and others. Talking about himself and his career, he says, man, throwback 2020, everybody on vacation, never thought I'd be who I am today. Talking about the others, he also sings, I don't feel the same since everybody changed so fast. He feels as though he can't get a grasp on reality, as many of the people who knew at the time had possibly changed in maturity and or changed in a bad way, disliking Charley. The final lines from the second verse, you want to make a change, okay then, find paper planes and some wallets in the basement. Show him metaphorically breaking free and finally wanting to make a change. Petrichor Interlude is the ninth song and starts side B of Burnout. In the first verse, Charley shows his past emotions and pains, comparing them to a river made of rain. In the chorus, he shows how he's messed up with his past, wishing he could turn back time and fix a relationship with a past lover. In the second verse, he continues to talk about his missed opportunities and his emotional turmoil. Pitfall is the 10th song on Burnout, coming out with a music video. After BoyWithUke had first shown it in October 2023, it was sure to be one of the most popular songs on the album. In the song, it starts by Charley singing that he has no balance in his life. He might have trouble restoring harmony in his life, not being able to balance his personal needs with his relationships and his career. In the chorus, he expresses that he falls from God without a rope, how the F do I let go? He most likely feels like he's lost, falling from a higher power, and that he wonders how he can let go of possibly BoyWithUke and or his past traumas. In the second verse, he shows a conversation he has with his past love, wanting to take the relationship in baby steps and wanting to take it in. The third verse is faster than the others, having a more rap feel to it. It shows how he wants to change and break free from who he was, someone chasing clout and having no end to his persona as BoyWithUke. My favorite part of Pitfall, and probably the most emotional part, is the bridge. He asks, how the F was I supposed to know about everything you wanted from me? How the hell do you suppose I wanted to be everything you wanted me to be? He wants to be the person his friends, partner, family, fans, and or himself wants him to be. At the end of the bridge, a girl's voice comes over and says, I think I'm out, possibly symbolizing his breakup and or dates that may not have been great for him. In a live stream, he talked about this laugh, saying,
Whose voice was laughing? It was not mine. It was somebody's.
Something special about Pitfall is that another artist is featured on this track. This artist would go by the name of Chandol. This name would be quite important, but we'll get to see that soon. The music video for Pitfall fits quite well to the entire song. Throughout the entire video, he is seen in one room. This room would be a bedroom. It opens up with him playing the guitar on his bed. On the wall, he has photos and memories of his younger self and his past albums. The wall splits apart, showing a screen with himself as a baby and his time as BoyWithUke. He watches all these memories while the camera shows some close-up shots of his eye. The camera pans to a text message between a significant other and Charley, matching the lyrics of the song. Charley is then seen using Blender creating a render of a girl with hazel eyes. This is supposed to be the idea of his ideal woman. He then goes to draw sketches in the lyrics to the song. In the classic BoyWithUke style, when the beat drops to the chorus again, he is seen throwing various items around the room, being in a state of disbelief or worrying. It plays the third verse of Pitfall, and BoyWithUke does a goofy dance to it. When the song goes to the bridge, Charley is seen standing right in front of the screen, questioning what is truly happening. When the girl's voice plays, lips appear on the screen, and the screen then switches to all of the TikToks he had posted over the years as BoyWithUke. BoyWithUke runs in front of the screen, showing how fast his career has gone by as BoyWithUke. It shows him writing again and shows two names, BoyWithUke and Chandol. At the end of the song, the walls connect back together and he finishes playing the guitar on his bed. The 11th track, Corduroy, talks about his experiences he would die to see again. The first verse shows his past trauma singing, "I welcome death with open arms when daddy did terrible things." In the pre-chorus, he expresses how he loves his life with familiarity and he finally feels free. In the chorus, it talks about his attempt on his life with his head spinning, not sure of what to do, and if he is willing to live his life the way he was anymore. The second verse has an interesting line, "I can't let go of who I was, but I can't cut myself in two." This could possibly be a reference of Charley leaving BoyWithUke in the past, switching to a new name, possibly Chandol. The bridge really brings the song together, talking about how all the fear he has is just in his head, and at the end of all of his troubles, someone will be waiting for him, bringing him to the truth. The outro is a conversation between Charley and someone else coming back to him. He wants them to know that they can call him as he is in a better state of mind. Love Lost is next, talking about a failed relationship. In the first verse, he is talking about times with his girlfriend, but then the last line says, "Then the light turns green." He was truly just sitting at a stoplight daydreaming of a time that could have happened and or could happen. In the chorus, he wonders what problems he has caused, not knowing why he feels mad at himself. In the second verse, he feels sour towards the past and memories that his ex had with him, reminiscing on the past, wishing he hadn't messed it up. Throughout the rest of the song, he keeps recalling the memories they've shared together and thinking it was interesting how people change throughout a relationship. The next song, Easier, is a song he played in the latter half of the Lucid Dream tour. It was the longest BoyWithUke song known to date, having a runtime of 5 minutes and 47 seconds. The first verse continues to talk about his breakup, showing how they've both changed, although changing not within each other in mind. Charley thinks it may be easier if they never see each other again, so then he doesn't have to look back upon their memories together. In the bridge, he talks about experiences such as driving and getting out of bed being easier without her distracting him, although it makes him lonely. The rest of the song talks about himself. He knows that he hasn't moved on at all, calling himself a effing waste of a man. He wants to change himself for the better, knowing that his constant worrying will kill him sooner than he thinks. The final song on Burnout is Change. Change is a huge aspect of Burnout. Charley is changing himself from once being BoyWithUke, an egocentric, careless, clout-chasing boy, to being a more mature, musically driven man. In the chorus, he tells himself and others that they shouldn't run away from who they want to be. Although change is hard, sometimes it's better to allow for change to grow as a person. Burnout was over. It was the last project as BoyWithUke. The point of Burnout was to be split up into two parts. Side A, the breakup Playboy era, and Side B, the change era. The order of Burnout was more intentional this time. He said on the TikTok livestream on November 12th that the album has a lot more progression than its other albums. He said that it starts with his breakup, then to his realization, then to a Playboy era getting old around Coffee. After Coffee, it starts to change, the album and Charley himself. Although Burnout may be the last album as BoyWithUke, it shows how Charley has grown a lot as a person and an artist, wanting to create music that isn't just for fame and money. 2 days after the release of Burnout, Charley had announced a digital exclusive on his website, Burnout Deluxe, featuring 4 more songs. These songs would be Cocoon, Llama What, Bad Thing, and Pain. It would come out on November 21st. Cocoon was first. He had finally released a full version of the song many had been waiting for almost 3 years for. It was the original version having the Taco Bell line. The first verse talks about his want for chicken tenders. Yes, chicken tenders. The second verse takes the verse from Before I Die from Lucid Dream saying, "Let's just keep on staying up past 2. I still see cigarettes by your shoes." Llama What is a relatively short song, only being 47 seconds. It uses the chorus from the minute-long song Greener, singing, "Grass was always greener, thought she was a keeper, told me pretty lies, can't believe that I believed her." The outro ends the song talking about how he wants this girl and won't keep her waiting for him. The third song from the deluxe extension is Bad Thing. BoyWithUke had a song in Lucid Dreams called Bad Things, although this new song is completely different. In the chorus, he talks about how this girl, and/or Toby, is a bad thing for him. He goes on to say, "Good things don't last long, and I hate to wait." Charley could be talking about the relationship between this girl or Toby. They could have both been good to him, but then they ended up being a bad thing. The final song on Burnout Deluxe is Paint. This was the song that he showed on a TikTok live in January 2024, known as Nothing at All. Charley says he's lost, stuck painting his walls. This can symbolize the walls of his head, not being able to do well in social situations and being stuck in a loop of a certain emotion. After the deluxe album was released, we weren't sure what was going to come next. BoyWithUke wasn't done yet. Although he is letting go, he has to wrap it up in some way. He was going to finish with a big ending somehow, but it was yet to be released. Charley had posted on Instagram that there were multiple announcements in the upcoming days. There were theories about a retirement album with all his popular minute-long songs, the official announcement of the name change to the possible name of Chandol, and a BoyWithUke tour to end it all. On Monday, November 18th at 12 p.m. EST, Charley had announced one last tour to end it all. This was the Burnout World Tour. He would first start the tour in Europe in February of 2025. He'd move on to Asia and Australia in March, and finally the US in April and May. This would also be the first time he'd ever toured to Florida, even having 4 shows. So was the tour the end to Charley's BoyWithUke chapter? We weren't sure. As of now, we'd be stuck with many unanswered questions. Would a full retirement album be released? What would be Charley's new artist name? Who is Chandol? All these questions may someday be answered, but until then, we'd just have to wait. All we would know is that it was the end of BoyWithUke, the death of Toby, the end of an artist that would go down in history, and now, finally, it was the fresh start to a new beginning.